Hey, what's going on guys? In this video we're going to take a look at the brand new hero Fjorm. Everyone can get her for free by completing book 2 chapter 1-5 on normal mode. She is also summonable from the 8% legendary hero fest banner. Apparently she's only summonable from these special legendary hero fest banners, and the next time she'll be back is around late December. I'm assuming it's just going to be another 8% banner but with different limited edition units and maybe with one brave hero, maybe summer units or the other half of the heroes from the current banner like Bride Charlotte, Bride Lynn, Spring Lucina, Spring Crom, and etc. But anyways, for this video, first half will be the review over Fjorm's default set and stats. The second half I'll recommend some of my builds. Alright, so Fjorm at max level has 39 HP, 30 attack, 31 speed, 30 defense, 34 resistance, and the same BST as Joshua at 164. And just like Joshua, she'll be great to use in arena to boost her arena score because of her high BST and high costing skills. As you can see, her stats are very balanced across the board. She's not going to be a very good one-round KO'er against most matchups because her offensive stats is very middling. 30 attack and 31 speed. She doesn't hit that hard and she won't be able to double that much. However, she's a decently bulky unit all around. Resistance is the only stat that's really outstanding about her. Is the same amount of resistance as Florina and Matilda, but Fjorm has much better stats in the other departments due to her high BST. One thing I want to point out is that she's the perfect candidate for summoner support as she can make use of every single extra stat. For those that do not know, the unit that is summoner supported is granted an extra 2 points in every single stat and 5 HP assuming that it's maxed out. Her unique weapon is Lepter, 16 might with built-in distant counter. Her stats aren't that impressive but it's viable considering her other skills and her distant counter weapon. She's going to see most use during the enemy phase because her main job will be to tank, bait, and kill ranged enemies. Ice Mirror is her unique special. It's a 2-charge special and reduces damage unit takes from foes 2 spaces away by 30%, which is the same as Sacred Cowl. The special triggers boost units next attack by total damage that was reduced by any source including other skills, resets at end of combat. It's not exactly what I thought it would be. I thought it would either reduce damage from both range and melee attacks by a small amount or just a better Aegis that's a 2-charge cooldown instead of 3 and did the whole adding damage to her attack effect. Nonetheless, it's still fairly decent. This skill costs 500 SP just like Aether and Gale Force, so it's great for arena points. The effect is pretty straightforward. When a ranged enemy attacks Fjorm and activates Ice Mirror, it reduces the damage by 30% and the amount being reduced is added onto her next attack. She only gets the extra damage for one attack, not the whole turn. Ice Mirror complements her stats very well. She's bulky and doesn't output that much damage, so what you can do with her is just bait archers and mages on the enemy phase. She then takes reduced damage and hopefully receives enough damage to boost the damage of her one attack to take out the initiating enemy. From what I understand, this special does indeed work with other skills that reduces damage like the deflect seals and shield pulse. A skill is attack defense bond. Bond skills are great on her. She'll mainly be used as range bait, so she'll probably be near an ally most of the time. It won't be too difficult to get the effect off. This skill will help her melee versus melee matchups. Believe it or not, the defense from attack defense bond actually makes her worse against archers, and I'll explain why in the build segment. B skill is shield pulse 3. With this skill equipped, Fjorm will always start off the match with Ice Mirror ready to activate, and whenever Ice Mirror activates, she'll reduce the damage by 30% just like normal, but shield pulse will also reduce a flat 5 damage. That flat 5 damage reduction works with Ice Mirror's second effect, which means that shield pulse basically guarantees 5 extra damage onto Fjorm's next attack. C skill is drive attack 2. Drive skills are always great, especially drive attack and speed, because they affect the 2 most important stats in my opinion. Fjorm has high resistance, so other alternatives for the C slot are deploy skills. So Fjorm comes out of the box almost fully built. She's exactly what new players want, a hero that requires low investment, easy to get, and can be pretty useful for arena teams. Some of you guys might wonder if she can survive the Reinhardt, but for the ones that do not run Lancebreaker, Fjorm can survive with a few adjustments that I'll talk about later in the build segment. Best IVs for her I think is actually neutral IVs. You don't really want to lower any of her stats because she kind of needs all of it. Initially I thought plus B minus HP would be the best IVs for her, but her Bane in HP is -4 instead of the normal 3, and that'll reduce her overall bulk. However, a Bane in HP doesn't really affect that many matchups. She dies to fast green mages regardless of IVs and survives with a good amount of HP from basically every other top tier range heroes besides Reinhardt and Bravo Lynn. Personally, I would just keep the one that you get for free from the story mode because it's neutral. So I honestly think there's only a couple good sets for her. Her default set is probably the best set if you're looking for an enemy phase set that does well versus both melee and ranged enemies. You can do whatever whatever you want in the C slot. That's always flexible. However, the important slot to look at is her A slot and her Sacred Seal slot. The thing about Fjorm is that she wants to take enough damage so Ice Mirror can reduce it and transfer it to her next attack. Initially, I thought Distant Defense would be great on her, but the thing is, that's reducing the amount of damage taken by 6 or even 12 if you give her the seal as well. Not only will Distant Defense reduce damage taken, but it'll also reduce her damage output just because of how Ice Mirror works. Here's some matchups to give you guys a better idea of what I'm talking about. As you can see, Fjorm with the HP seal does slightly better than the one with Distant Defense seal. Both of them can't survive Reinhardt with no Lancebreaker equipped. She'll need Deflect Magic 3 in order to do that. If you want her to live from the strongest version of Reinhardt with Lancebreaker, then she'll need both Attack Res Bond 3 and Deflect Magic 3 Sacred Seal. And yes, she's actually better against archers with Attack Res Bond equipped, and she'll do much better against mages with Attack Defense Bond. The stat that scales the best with Ice Mirror is HP. More HP will allow Fjorm to take more damage without affecting her damage output, which is why I recommend the HP plus 5 Sacred Seal as one of the options. It's another reason why giving her Summoner support is such a good idea. For the Sacred Seal slot, give her Deflect Magic 3 to counter Reinhardt's with no Lancebreaker, or you can give her Deflect Missiles to counter Brave Bow archers except Lyn. This second build I believe is the best set to run if you plan to use Fjorm only as a ranged counter. She doesn't have Attack Defense Bond, so she'll receive much more damage from melee enemies. Fierce Stance doesn't grant her any defensive stats, therefore she'll do much more damage on the counterattack. If we take a look at her matchups with Deflect Magic 3 equipped, she can take out Reinhardt, both versions of Cordelia, and even a plus 10 merged Nina with +4/+4 buffs that she couldn't do before with the previous build. If you want her to survive more Brave Bow archers, then consider giving her Deflect Missiles 3. She'll be able to survive Brave Lyns with it, but obviously she still can't counterattack. Alright, so Fjorm is an interesting hero. In my Legendary Hero Fest banner review video, I ranked her pretty high, but that was only because I thought her special would be a lot better. If I were to redo that tier list, then I would have put her down by 1 tier, I think. She's not bad. She's definitely worth picking up from the story and leveling up to 40. I don't think she's S+ or top tier though. Remember that she's only summonable from these Legendary Hero Fest banners, so if you are trying to +10 merge her, you still have the chance to summon her near the end of December. I'm just excited that I have a new free-to-play unit to use from a Grand Hero Battle video. That's going to be it for this video. Consider subscribing if you are looking for more of quality Fire Emblem Heroes content. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.